meeting. It was me going and saying, hi, I think I can do this. Yeah, are you willing to give me the opportunity? And then I sold shoes for a time. And I thought that I would rival Backyard. And boy, was I wrong. And it's because I love shoes. So I was like, you know what? This can't be so hard until you start doing it and you realize every shoe needs like 6 different sizes.
Welcome back to the Bold Path podcast, where we lean into inspiring stories of entrepreneurs. I am your host, Lucy Wanjiko Jenga. Today, we are joined by an amazing entrepreneur who has taken upon herself to support other entrepreneurs, so that you're not just figuring out the journey of entrepreneurship alone. You are there, you have the support system, and I'm so excited for us to get into that, especially to understand how do you do marketing and do marketing well. Thank you so much for coming, Vicky.
Thank you so much for having me, Lucy. I'm so happy to be here.
So happy to have you.
Yes, I'm excited to be here.
How are you?
I'm good.
I know you've had a long day already.
Yes.
So hopefully
but I made it.
Yes, you made it.
Yeah,
thank you.
I made it.
Thank
That's
you for
what is
making
important.
time.
Yeah.
How are you? And tell us who you are, what you do, all the amazing things that you do.
So my name is Victoria Kimani. I am the founder of an organization called Wilde Digital. And at Wilde, we basically support businesses to help them achieve their digital objectives. But at the same time, we are actually an entrepreneur support organization. So we work a lot with business owners, enabling them with training, capacity building, events, coaching support, just creating spaces for them to thrive and grow. So we are very big on creating platforms for founders and particularly small business owners to have an opportunity to learn, to connect, to grow, to thrive, and to share. So that's basically a bit about me and what I do.
Awesome. And I know that at Wilde Digital also you have an upcoming event.
Yes,
maybe we can talk about that before we get into the meat of this conversation.
Yes. So we're having an event on the 5th of December for particularly female founders, because we lean on a lot to supporting women in business. Not to say that we're leaving the men behind, but naturally, even our community is more female oriented. So we're having an event on the 5th of December that's called Build, Bloom and Balance. It's a workshop. So we will be looking at how to build your business. We will be looking at how to bloom, which blooming means growth. How are you looking to grow in 2026? What are you looking to do? How are you looking to build? How are you looking to change things? And then we'll be looking at how to balance, because then you have to balance your wellness, your financial wellness, your personal wellness. And those are some of the 3 things that we want to walk into the new year with. So we want you to build a sustainable business. We want you to bloom. That means we want you to grow. But at the same time, we also want you to learn how to balance. So it's a very, very amazing workshop. Seats are very limited. Slots are very limited. So please make sure that you get your ticket early in advance. The early bird tickets are 3.5 and the regulars are 4.5, and the early bird runs only up to the 30th of November. And then between the 30th of November and the 4th of December, the tickets move up to 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're looking forward to seeing even you there.
I will be there. I'll be happy to.
Yes.
Not unless something very major happens. I am purposing to be there.
Amazing.
And I don't know what we can look forward to when we think of coming to this event. Are there people who will be in the conversations who are like household names? Because I think that also attracts people.
That's true. So we have partnered with, I know you know her, Unprepared to Entrepreneur,
Okay.
and Mohia. So we've worked with her on several projects, and so this is just one of the many. So we are partnering with her company, which is Winners Arena, to host and plan this event. She will be dealing with systems and operations and automations, which she's very good at, and that's what her company majorly does. And then I'll be handling everything that is marketing oriented. And then we have Ansa, who will be handling strategy. And then we are also now looking into who will be handling finance and who will be handling wellness. So each topic will have its own key expert. This is our workshop, guys. So there's no panel. It's literal, come sit. We even have the notebook and the pens for you. Come sit, work on your business. By the time you're leaving there, you should have like 5 clear implementable action points that you're going to be able to do exactly that. And then we are also promising to offer you support beyond that, and also looking to build an even deeper community for the 40 women. So the slots are 40. For the 40 women that will be in the room that day, we want to work with them through 2026. So it's not just you come and you go. We want every quarter we sit, you present what you've done your first quarter, your second quarter. So there'll also be a lot of other opportunities for accountability and growth, and working with people who are basically in the space of helping businesses throughout the whole of next year. Yeah.
I love that. I love meetups where you are coming and, thinking of your life. We always tell people create a vision board, create a strategy, but it's not something that comes so easily to most of us, especially if you've never had to sit down and think of these things, or it's not your area of expertise. So thank you for making that a reality for most entrepreneurs.
Thank you.
I know you told me that you have a network of at least 600 businesses.
Yes.
Which is like magnificent.
Thank you.
Well, the small group that I have of the guests that have been here, I can already tell this is not an easy thing.
Right.
So you having and sustaining 600 says a lot about who you are and the business that you have brought together.
Thank you.
And this platform.
So
for that, I celebrate even before we start.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Why are you always entrepreneurial? Is this a thing? Do you even think of yourself as an entrepreneur, first of all?
Initially, I didn't really think of myself as an entrepreneur. Like that thing of being called an entrepreneur never came to mind. But if I think about it, I think I have always leaned towards creating things and then realizing that you can sell those things for money, which is essentially what entrepreneurship is. Creating something and then realizing that you can sell that thing for actual money. And it takes me back to businesses that I've done in the past. I have sold shoes. When I was in campus, I remember I started working at a cheapo place that used to be near where the campus was. And I used to be the person who's in the kitchen. Unanini waru.
Waru.
Like that used to be my job.
Interesting.
And then I realized I am made for soft life.
Was it too hard? How long did you go for?
I think I lasted a month or 2. And then I was like, so just put her home. It's not that serious.
How much were you earning?
I think like 300 bob a day. This is like 10 plus. Okay, this is around 12 years ago. So that's a long time ago.
That was also a lot of
13
money.
years ago. Yeah, it was, because you're in Campo, there's nothing, like that money is just for eating. It wasn't for much, but
then it was a whole day. A whole day business.
So but normally I'd go to class in the morning and then I'd like go there in the, so that's when it gets busy. Then I'd go in the afternoon. Actually, I don't even remember how I got this gig. I don't know whether it was me sending myself. I'm think very so. Sure it's I think I went yourself. And then I said, hi, I think I can do this, which is initially how I got most of the work that I did in the beginning. It was me going and saying, hi, I think I can do this. Yeah, are you willing to give me the opportunity? And then I sold shoes for a time, and I thought that I would rival Backyard, and boy, was I wrong. And it's because I love shoes. So I was like, you know what? This can't be so hard, until you start doing it and you realize every shoe needs like 6 different sizes. Like you can like the shoe, but if it's
Yes.
not in your size, there's nothing you can do about it. I can't expand it for you.
So you brought many shoes, but one size.
No, different shoes of different sizes. So like this heel is
Uh-huh.
only in a size 39. And the person who really likes it is a 38 or a 37 or a 41. So there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
And then shipping was not what it is now. So I remember we shipped through DHL, and then DHL took a while. So initially, the cost of the shoe and the cost of customs, I think customs was more expensive than the shoes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know that you pay. I just thought they'll, they've paid DHL. So I didn't know I was paying for customs.
Where were you buying the shoes?
Europe.
Oh gosh, it's not even China.
No. So my sister was studying in Europe, and I was like, you know what? I have a loose amount of money that have been given somewhere. Let's buy shoes.
Yeah.
And then you send them over. So she was so happy to go shopping for the shoes and send them to me. And then I realized, it's not that easy.
Oh.
Yeah, but those shoes are so cute.
Do you still have them?
No. But I have photos of them.
How long did this shoe business last?
From day of idea, from ideation to implementation and shipment and everything, maybe 3-4 months.
Oh gosh.
And then I was not made for that either.
So it died with the first shipment, never even the second. Oh
no, I never shipped again.
Did your money even come back?
No. I gave out most of those shoes to my friends, by the way. Because even me, I can't fit in them. So am I sitting in shoes I'll never wear? Yeah. So I give them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get to another one now?
Yeah. So those 2 businesses, and then now I went to campus. But the shoe business was after campus, so it was just in between figuring out what I like and what I don't like. And then I went to an internship, and I remember I didn't have an internship. All my friends in campus had one. So wherever I went was a small microfinance back then in Jack and Jill, like Ukonya Makimo uko chini. And when I went there, they basically were like, everyone here is finance. You have a journalism and communications degree. So what do you want? And I was like, I can do your marketing. Okay. And because I realized they used to do sales, like the one for you go door to door and open accounts. That's the most they used to do at the time. And so everyone has to come back with, I've opened 5 accounts. Like that's how they were counting. And they didn't have digital. They didn't have even just basic marketing. And I was like, I'll do marketing. And I didn't know what I was saying. And I remember a friend of mine back then who was a bit older, was already working in agency, told me exactly what to say. He was like, say this and say this and say that. And so he was like texting me and telling me, and then what did they say? And then I was like, then he's like, say this. And that's how I got an internship.
Your friend was ChatGPT.
Yeah. When before ChatGPT was ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So I got the internship. I set up like their social. So this is like we're in 2025. This should be like in 2015, early 2015. So it's literally 10 years ago.
When socials were becoming a thing in Kenya.
Yeah. So like socials were not really a thing, but they were becoming a thing. So I set up their Facebook page. I set up their Twitter. Like I started doing things for them. I was learning on the job. These are not things I learned in journalism school or in comms, but I decided, you know what? They don't do it. I will do it. And I just did it. I set it up. They liked what I was doing. Even Canva by the, I started learning Canva then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Canva was there then?
It was. I found it.
Interesting.
Online.
Nice.
So I taught myself Canva. In fact, I saw my Canva anniversary came up, and I think it's like 8 or 9 years of Canva.
Wow.
Imagine they need to give me an award. Physical. So like I just taught myself how to use different tools, Photoshop, all those things by myself. And I did it. I liked it. I was like, okay, maybe I'm finding something, because I knew I didn't want to be a TV journalist. Like that's not even, but I wanted to do communications. But you see, communications is broad. And I really wanted to do PR, but I didn't know how to get into PR. So it really helped to shape where my career was going. And then from there, I got poached by the chairman of the board of that company. He took me to his company. I did the exact same thing. I stayed there for 9 months and then I quit.
Oh.
Yeah, which is
Okay.
something that happens a lot in my story.
So it wasn't just the cheapo place. If it's not
Like,
giving, it's
I
not
think for me with
giving.
him, it's not working. It's not working. Where are we even trying?
It's a really
Honestly,
good place
business
to
is like the
be.
longest relationship that I've had. Like
Yeah.
one that I have sat
Work
consistently in.
relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the longest I've done. So I quit, and my parents were like, "What? So you quit a stable job with a stable salary without a plan?" I was like, "Yep." And then now they were panicking. They were wondering what is happening. Are you okay?
Are you taking drugs?
I know, right? Well, those people you're hanging out with that are just telling you to quit a job that nobody has asked you to leave.
You
Like you just
know?
woke up and quit.
And how much are you getting paid?
I think I was getting paid. So my internship was getting paid 10 Gs. And then when I moved there, I think I was getting paid around 20. But then when you remove pay, because pay was not a lot at that time, it just comes like 18K. But you see, this is 18K. I was still staying at my parents' house.
Mm.
Like I don't have as many. 18K back then was
It's
a
a
lot of money. Now that I
lot.
think of it, I don't know why I quit. But
It was not giving.
it's like the vibes are not vibing, and then we blame Gen Zs for saying the same things when we employ them. So the
Yeah.
vibes are off.
Yeah.
So I quit. And then I started doing digital for free for my friends. So anyone who was starting a business, I did that. In fact, I think one of the people who gave me that opportunity, her name is Shenze. She runs a fashion brand now in New York. She's one of my best friends. And so she gave me that opportunity. So I was doing digital for her. Like literally I was doing digital for anyone for free. And then in 2016, I got my first paying client without really knowing like it was consultancy, but that's exactly what it was. So I met someone. They're like, "Oh, you do this. Okay, sawa. Then come we try. How much do you want to get paid?" I said the figure. She said yes. I thought it was a lot of money. And then it started to hit me. So imagine if I had 3 or 4 of those.
It always does.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm working on my own time. Amazing. So I got her. She referred me to a friend. I got a second client within the same year. That first client is my client to this day. We work on so many. I've been, part of their business journey from when they started to who they are now. We've been together for all those years. Even my New York friend, she gives me work from time to time. So like we've worked a very long journey together. And then, so now I ended up at some point with like 3 stable paying clients. And then I got back into employment into agency in 2016 later, like the beginning of 2016. Stayed in agency for 1.5 years, learned a lot about now digital from like someone who's been doing it for much longer than I have. And I
Why
really
did you go
enjoyed.
back? Why did you go back to
Because
employment?
I got to a point and then I was like, I like the independence of doing consultancy and side work and gigs, but I was craving structure. And then you forget we are from a generation where your parents don't believe that you're working unless you're going to an 8 to 5.
Yes.
So my parents did not understand working from home because
Even
I was
us.
actually working from home.
Even us, we tend to feel like we're not doing enough. So
Yeah.
you're juggling like 100 things so that it makes sense in your head.
Yeah.
If I'm busy all the time, then I must be truly
then
working.
I must be truly working.
Yeah.
So I wanted to also feel like when my friends are saying they're taking
Yeah.
matatus in the morning to go to work.
As if it's a good thing.
I'm
Oh
also
my
taking a
gosh.
matatu to go to work and come back home.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then the agency closed in election year 2017. And then when the agency closed, I was like, "Hey, yeah, now there's no way you're gonna get work again because it's an election year." And true, by the way, because it was June, and I think September somewhere was election, so there was not going to be an opportunity. And then I sat down. I went again. I'm gonna talk about Canva a lot on this journey, and I apologize to all the graphic designers in advance. I get your beef.
But you have
it's my
hacked
story.
it. You have hacked it. I have been on that Canva, I think probably 5 years, but I've not hacked that thing.
Please come for a class. I literally have like modules on how to teach people to use Canva.
Very nice.
So I went back on Canva and I created a logo and I was like, this is what my company is going to be called. And that is literally how Wilde Digital was born.
Okay.
And it's called it Wilde Digital. And people ask me why Wilde. It was not, I don't have a romantic story about it. I was just like, I just literally went and I was like, 10 names you can call companies in digital. And Google suggested.
Because there was no ChatGPT. They would not understand.
Google suggested 10 names. And I picked Wild. So it's not a very romantic story to share, but yeah, then I started and I created the logo and I started from there. And I thought, yeah, I have a logo, I have a company. So I was very confident that I have a logo, so I have a company. And then I started now like even billing clients under the company. Then I went and I remember back then, I used to register a company. Some people remember this. You had to go
to Sharia. It's not Sharia House.
Not Sharia House.
There's a name for that company. I keep forgetting.
No, it was not Nya House. Nya House for passports. But you used to have to go physically. Like you can't just
queue. The queue was crazy.
Queue, and like that's the only thing you can do that day. But there was a pride. I need to find my certificate. There was a pride in coming out with a certificate.
I even laminated mine. It's a business name.
Because you feel so nice. Like you feel so accomplished and achieved in life that you went and got that certificate. And it used to be 150 bob. 150 shillings.
People will never know. If you do online, you'll never know that joy.
It's not the same.
I even found a boyfriend for your queue.
Really?
We called him Santa Claus because he came around Christmas time. Santa Claus showed me Shaggy. What's that?
I like the girls always create names.
It was my friends who created that name while I was crying my eyes out. They were busy creating. Oh, you thought you found Santa Claus. You didn't even want to spend Christmas with us. It was that queue. I remember it. I think some people had perfected that business of queuing because right after, for him, I met him when I was going to register. When I went to pick, there was another one. Nikasema staki shetani.
And also people used to pay people to stay in the queue. Do you remember that? Like you pay someone, they stay in the queue, you go to Tao, you do your errand.
When they're about to?
We did have mobile phones. So they call you and then you come and now like get
do the things that you need
so I used to pay people to stay in a queue. Good times. But yeah, so that's how the journey of Wilde started, from a company that has closed to being like I was staying with a friend of mine that time. And I was like, I don't think I want to go back into employment. This is something I want to try. And I started a company, and that's how this whole business thing was.
So you just carried the ones who you had, the clients you had when you
so imagine I'd been doing side gigs this whole time. So this whole time. And also I have to give it up to my former employer, because he's also still my friend. The clients that we used to get and were not his target market, he always used to give them to me. He's like, do this as a side gig. I don't want to get involved. Just go, negotiate, agree what you want to do with them. Yeah. And that's what I used to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Support system can come from everywhere.
Yes, it can.
And sometimes it's maybe the person you least expect.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking your boss will think you're taking clients from him. Or taking time from his company. Okay.
Yeah, but he used to allow me to work with some of the clients that he doesn't want to deal with. Yeah.
So you did digital for some time, and what services were you providing?
So social media marketing, so that account management, content development, design, copywriting, ads, so basically media buying, and everything in between. Strategy, which is for me what I most enjoy, is actually strategy, because of my ability to think about your business end to end. I'm able to think about your business from a point of not just the marketing angle, but how does that marketing align with the rest of the company, the rest of the systems, operations, revenue, because I find that a lot of people tend to sideline marketing as this thing, and then everything else is running. Then you get annoyed that marketing is not working, but it's because marketing is not working with everything else that you're trying to do. Yeah.
It's not in alignment.
Yeah, it's not in alignment. And that's what strategy helps you to do. Yeah.
And also it's because it's not your stronghold. That's not where you thrive in.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. It's better to let the expert do the experts.
That's
the
true.
experting.
Yeah, let the expert do the expert work. And also I find that sometimes when you do that, you avoid a lot of mistakes. We reduce your leakages of revenue. We're able to say, okay, this is quarter one, this is what we think you should do. This is quarter two, this is what we think you should do. This is what your budgets look like. This is what you should expect back. In terms even of revenue, what is your ROI? Because then a lot of people tend to think that marketing is just fluff and there isn't much to give back revenue wise. But if you're very clear, then it's very easy to give back.
Sometimes we think when we hear you using very big English, revenue, marketing, digital strategy, we tend to think this is probably for people who have bigger businesses, who have things figured out. Me, I'm just here trying to make this restaurant, Kibandaski, make sense.
Yeah.
How do I fit into this mold? And do we have strategy for such? Is there a strategy for that for such the marketing can come in? Maybe we can because I'm asking that because I started my first business was a restaurant, a kibandaski. I bought for better. It was a restaurant, and we were serving like your usual things that you get in a kibandaski: the chai, mandazi, chapo, madondo, dengo, mboga, and all that. If I was to come to you, how would you make sure that this works?
So one, when you're looking at such an environment and you're looking at such things, the first thing to try and do is to see what is the immediate need of your customer. So first, we even have to identify who your customer is. The thing that we say that everyone is your customer is not true. So we need to look at who exactly are you targeting. Are you targeting the passerby? Are you targeting people who are in offices who are coming here at lunchtime to eat and then go back? Are you there because there's mjengo around and that's what is currently sustaining, the business? And then the second thing is, what do you want to be known for? You've put a couple of items in the menu, but we can talk about every restaurant that we know. There's something that they're known for.
We were well known for chapo.
Exactly. So then we try and maximize on that thing that you're known for, and we package it in a way that it brings money to the table. So for example, if you're well known for chapo, instead of waiting for people to come, why can't you, nowadays by the business of convenience, if you can be in the business of convenience, you are in business. So how can you create convenience for your customers? You can create convenience for your customers in different ways. Number one, you can literally have like a family package for chapos where you're like, every Friday we deliver 15 chapos at this price that looks discounted. And by the discounted, doesn't always have to be discounted. It just has to create the idea that people are feeling like they're getting a discount, like they're getting a better deal by picking this than this. So you can create a bundle for a family pack for chapos. You can also put on there something like a delivery so that then someone doesn't need to come to then get their chapos, right? So they can just call and they'll have their chapos delivered. Then you can do add-ons to those chapos. I'm assuming like probably if you are here in Rongai or in such a location, there are a lot of bachelors and bachelorettes who do not intend on cooking on a daily basis. So you say, okay, chapo now and this is this much. Chapo and this is this much. And if you take this amount of chapos, then there's this additional thing we can be able to create for you for free or at a discount. So there's different ways of looking at marketing. And that's why marketing is not just generally digital. It's about looking at one, who is your niche? Who is your target audience? What is the need of the customer? How can I fulfill that need? And that applies to literally any business. Even if you're 10 people in a line selling clothes, all of you have very different customers. Because there's a reason why someone goes to Nani and not Nani. Customer nuances are very important. Understanding why people come to me for a certain thing. Maybe, yes, I sell jeans. I sell in under jeans, I sell trousers, I sell booty shorts, I sell skirts, I sell denim jackets, right? For example.
Yeah.
So understanding again out of those 4 items, what is the one that people come for? You realize, oh, in a week, maybe we sell 15 denim jackets and we sell 2 pairs of jeans. So what does that tell you? That
Denim
that is
jackets.
denim jackets is where it's at.
Yeah.
So as you're trying to build on to get this customer to upsell them to a skirt, to upsell them to a pair of jeans, then focus on the actual denim jackets that you're known for and continue to build and create around those denim jackets. It doesn't mean that now we are saying throw away the skirts, throw away the jeans, throw away the shorts. But understanding that this is what exactly I'm known for and this is what people come to me for as a business. That is one of the most important things. If you're not known for something, then that's why people bypass you. You know, you can try and sell everything, but you need to be known for something. Yeah.
Very interesting. I think we have marketing backwards then,
Yeah.
I believe, because you think marketing means either being on either having things sponsored on socials now, or having a billboard, or this smaller billboards that we see, or being on radio, being on TV. That's what we think marketing
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah.
But it's not. By the time you're even going there, you've not thought, which is my very good product or service,
Yeah.
which is that thing that I don't have to really try so hard to sell, because it sort of sells itself.
Yes.
This is what brings in the revenue.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that. So now I already have, I know now that this is my best selling. Chapo is my best selling product. Even as I have these add-ons, this is it. Like everything we are surrounding, this.
Yeah.
I also know my niche. There are probably women who are very busy in their lives. They don't have time to cook chapo. They would want to, but hakuna time. They're probably working. They have a full-time job, and on Saturday, Sunday, they have other commitments as well.
Yeah.
So just understanding that niche is very important, because then you create products and services that talk to them.
Yeah, like that talk to the customer.
Yeah.
And even that's what you've said. And even sometimes it's listening. We don't listen a lot to customers.
Okay.
We don't do that. We just move and we assume. I don't know why we create businesses for ourselves, and yet if the business has to thrive, other people have to like it as well. For example, me and my shoes, right? My shoe business was not for other people, it was for myself, just because I loved shoes. And I assumed that because I love shoes, everyone else will love the shoes that I love. But people have so many different preferences of shoes, right? And that's why you'll find you go to a certain shop because they have nice doll shoes.
Yes.
And the day they bring heels, you won't buy heels from them, because you have a shop that you specifically buy heels from. You have another shop that you specifically buy flats from, like sandals.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So people should stop creating businesses for themselves and start creating businesses for others. And I'm not saying, and don't misquote this to say, I'm not saying don't create a business to support yourself, to sustain yourself. We are all for that. But in terms of what you're bringing, listen to people, listen to what your customers are saying. I was going to say, for the chapo thing, utasikia when people will say, kwa ule madhe wa chapo.
Yes.
It's not that Shoni sells chapo. She has other things, but technically that is exactly what a lot of people know her for, right? And if that is what she's known for, then you continue to build up on that. I'll also take the example of something that Anne Mohia brought to light a couple of months back, on the guys who sell samosa. I think they're in like so many different places. And when you look at the model of their business, it's so interesting, because I mean, you could sell samosa and other things, right? But there was something about niching down, and that is also in the current world that you're living in, niching down is so important. I'm not saying that don't try and experiment. A beautiful thing that Tony Ndongo once said in one of our events was curiosity. Be curious, and let that curiosity drive you. And someone reminded me of that, someone who attended one of our events. And as much as that curiosity is driving you, allow that curiosity to also teach you. So if you start something and you had 10 products and you realize, oh, those 10 products, only 5 of them are working and then 2 of them are making money, figure out, do I cut off and make 10 products into 5? Then out of those 5, do I promote 2 and have 3 others as add-ons? Because business is always going to move, and that is what builds a thriving business. It's that being able to adjust to the needs of the market. The needs of the market are what should help you make decisions, and those needs also show you the bottom line. So you're also looking at your revenue and thinking, if I sell 4 items, for example, we sell tools for business owners. So we have something called a sales tracker. We have something called a productivity planner. We have something called a social media planner. Every time I look at our balance sheet for that side of the business for the month, our sales trackers sell out automatically. Like they sell themselves. They sell themselves a lot. Our social media planner seems to always be, it's for very specific people. So it's someone who's maybe starting their digital marketing journey, or they're a content creator, or like it tends to niche. I can even try to sell you a sales tracker and then I tell you a social media plan, and most guys will be like, no, but I already schedule on whatever platform. And then our productivity planner tends to just be an add-on. It's I already have a sales tracker and a social media planner. I think I need a productivity planner because I like to take care of my tasks. But I've never seen someone buy a productivity planner, then come back for a sales tracker. It's always the other way around. And so that understanding, what it's created in our business, is to know that we can never lack sales trackers, because wherever we go, they will sell.
Or they're physical ones.
Yeah, they're physical ones. And then, but these other products will always come on as an add-on to this main product that we sell. So it's that consistent understanding of the market, and that's what I'm talking about, understanding the market needs. That marketing is also not just a fluff, it's also a science. You look at your numbers, you analyze what the market is saying, you analyze how people are behaving. If you look at a lot of product development in larger organizations, there's a lot of research. First, there's a whole market research thing that happens behind the scenes. And people are asked what they like. I've just remembered, and I was going to say this, and then I forgot the time was here. So the other thing that I used to do was in campus, and it carries with market research. So Safaricom, I don't know if they do this anymore. So I was lucky that someone who I was interestingly dating in campus at that time made me enroll onto postpaid, and I will forever thank them for that. So I was on Safaricom postpaid, and what they used to do, the first postpaid, a special category of Safaricom postpaid people.
The people who believed the idea before it was an idea,
and it used to be 1,000 bob.
Yeah.
It still is, maybe it hasn't changed. That's still pay.
Yeah.
So for that. Safaricom used to call us. I don't even know who got me this gig, or it was them who called me. They used to call us every month to go do market research. So they'd ask us, how's the product? What do you like? What don't you like? So me every month in campus, I have 2 Gs.
Oh, they would refund you.
No, they give you transport and it used to be somewhere in Hurlingham. So I used to go all there from Thika to do my market research questions. They used to have snacks, like
proper market
so it was like focus groups. So we were part of focus groups, and those focus groups enable them to probably build the products that they have now. So there's a lot of, and I know in a smaller scale you might be thinking, but I don't have money to do a focus group or to run something so extensive, because I remember that thing ran for like a year or 2 years, if I'm not wrong, like us consistently going. Every time you asked how's the product, you like it, how are you using it, and you're there giving free information because you're seeing snacks in 2000.
Yeah.
But you see, that was a way of them to basically understand and build a product that would make sense for the market. So in the same way, there's space for you to also do your own research, listen to your customers, ask them questions, understand why they come here and they don't go anywhere else, understand what makes them happy, what doesn't make them happy, those things. And people also need to understand that people come to you. The reason why I'm so loyal to where I am is genuinely customer service, how I'm treated. And why you patronize a business, right? You patronize a business because you want that business to grow, but it also how that business treats you. The only way as a business owner you can improve how you treat your customers and make them patronize your business is if you're listening to them.
Yes.
And that's a huge part of marketing data. If you're not listening to what your customers are saying, you're going to lose it. You're going to start wondering why people stopped coming, why nowadays Nani doesn't order from us anymore, but I can see they're ordering from another shop. You wonder why the phone is going silent. And sometimes even customers can help you discover if there's thefts in your business. They'll help you discover if they went and so they were told to pay to another till number. Like you will discover a lot just from basically listening to your customers. Yeah.
Interesting. Like that, this is like a wealth of information for you if you're watching this and wondering, where do I start? You're being given, like the specifics of it. If you can't even afford to bring in Wild Kenya into your business, there are things you're being told that are important. And I think some of our guests here have mentioned the same thing. The episode we have that is running now by Sally Salome, she's speaking about even having the numbers. We were talking about funding and where you get funding and how do you even know you're investor ready? What makes you investor ready? And she walked us through, like even getting the numbers in ideation stage. Like the way you're saying, I needed numbers. You needed to know which place are you going to give these shoes? Where will you take these shoes? What is your niche? Who are they? What do they like? Do they all wear sneakers or do they all wear heels? Like understanding that. And she mentioned I think KNBS, where you can even get this data because people have already done the work. They have gone that extra mile. You probably have to pay for like 500 shillings, and the person is thinking, why should I pay? Or maybe you don't even know. So there are places where you can get this data. Kama ujui ni nini exactly unataka, there's a place where you can get this data if you can't bring in people for a focus group discussion.
That's true.
I think they go to specificities, hadi anakulanga chakula gani, anaishi wapi, nyumba ni ngapi, like the range of salary, how much are they earning, what would they buy, like the number of the amount they put aside for probably things like shoes or things like fun. Like in Rongai, who is here? Mostly people who are here are young families. So probably a school will do better than what now? Than a university. But we can still see even universities are doing good because there's sort of a balance. What business is needed here? How many restaurants are here? How many are high-end restaurants that people can go for dates? Like we can't go to any date in Rongai, me and my husband. There are no restaurants worthy of our time. Then one opens and you go the next time around. Like there's a very sweet one there that they were selling biryani. Went, we ate day one, it was perfection. We went 3 months down the line. The pilau was very, very bad. The biryani was very, very bad. We told them we can't eat this and we can't even pay. Like, this is bad. You guys were good and this is bad. So even getting to understand what you've said, what the market needs is very important. Because we are here looking at mostly marketing. Out of the 600 businesses that you have within the support system, what is it that you've seen that works very well when it comes to marketing? How well can you package yourself? Because I think this is one area where we're not doing very well as Kenyan entrepreneurs. I don't know if it's Africa, but Kenyan entrepreneurs, I know branding and marketing, we fail in this area. How can we do better?
So one of the things that I've seen is just two very key things. One, better is done than perfect. So a lot of people wait to perfect to get the right background for the shop to look a certain way, for things to look a certain way, for their budget to make sense before they actually start doing it. But the people who just start end up doing much better than the people who waited for things to be perfect. Because one, time. Secondly, I'm finding that people are appreciating authenticity a lot more. So the more authentic, the more you show up as yourself, the more you're likely to build also a very authentic and genuine community that wants to support you because they feel like they are part of this journey. I usually feel so happy and privileged every time we run a workshop like the one that we are running. And I know there are like 10, 15 people who are so loyal to the community that they apologize that they can't make it. They're like, I'm so sorry. Like, I really wanted to be there. And I'm like, you don't have to be there, but you feel like you need to be there because you're invested in our growth, the same way we are invested in yours.
Yes.
And building that takes time. And that's also another thing. Marketing is a very patient game, a very long-term one. And if you stop, you will ruin it for the brand. I would
Say that
actually
again.
rather you stop and never start again.
Say that again.
I've said that marketing is a very patient game. It's very long term. It's building a brand. In fact, there's a quote I saw the other day around building a brand, and that building a brand it takes a very long time. Like, it's not something you do today and then it shows up tomorrow, but you'll do it today and then in a couple of years you'll hear, oh, nah, that person from Nani, that person from this organization.
But we've been sold hiyo idea ya brand ni leo na kesho mimi ni mnoma huku nje.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Thank you for mentioning that.
It's a very long-term game, and that longevity also comes with consistency. If you're not consistent, and that's what I was saying, if you start-stop, then I would rather you don't do it.
Don't even start.
Yeah. If you're going to start, consistently invest, keep the same consistency, regardless of how you feel. And also, marketing should not be driven by your emotions. It should be driven by data and numbers.
Okay.
So today, we experiment. I was having that conversation with a friend of mine. I helped her do a campaign for something. Then she was like, oh, you see, we did the campaign. It didn't work. The people who we were trying to get people to sign up for something, and it was free. And the people who signed up have said they're not going to show up. She was like, but no, I told her no. We had an agreement. This is who we are targeting for this campaign. This is who needs to come. If these people haven't come, imagine there are new people who will sign up. Are they the only people? Have we exhausted the number of people in this country?
We have 52 million.
Exactly.
Maybe you are targeting 100.
What we need to do is just to sit and tweak. Maybe it's a messaging issue. Maybe it's a visual issue. Maybe it's a reach issue. Maybe it's, we just need to sit and tweak and see what it is that we need, but we are not stopping. We are continuing because we have a target. There's something that we have agreed on that needs to get done, and it has to get done. So I find that a lot of people get frustrated by something not working. And then instead of tweaking what's not working, we throw out the entire campaign. We throw out the entire marketing department. We fire the consultant.
Kama kazi yako imeisha.
Exactly. Instead of looking and saying, okay, so this didn't work. What is it that we can do differently to make it work this time? So marketing and branding are very long-term games, and you need to be willing to stay in it for as long as the business exists. And if you really look at the brands that you love the most, you've grown with them. You feel like you're part of their story. But if you look, you didn't start patronizing them yesterday. You started looking, how we always say, you remember that business that started when, and then where did it go? Because you were invested, you watched it grow, you watched it, and then there's businesses that you started with a long time ago and they're still here, and you feel some kind of pride saying, guys, like when this business started 5 years ago, I even know the owner.
Usinione hivi.
Exactly.
I remember when I was scouting for school for my daughter. This is the first time I'm a parent. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know which school is the best school, especially within my price range. And a friend came in and told me, this is where I take my child to school. It's a new school, yes, but they're very good. I even know the owner. Let me call the owner. And I was like, okay, then the search is over. This is where we are going. And we've been loyal to the school up until now. And I don't think us knowing how having a number made any impact, but it did something to our brain. I think it's more
Confidence.
emotional
Yeah.
than it is something tangible, really
Yeah.
logical.
Yeah. And marketing, like you've just mentioned, is also a very emotional game. It's about appealing to the emotions of your audience and understanding how you want to appeal to them. I remember there's a post I did, and it was, I picked, you see that how everyone is writing, we are closing down. And so I just screenshotted that and I put it in my stories. And no one looked and decided to go to the next story. Everyone was like, what? You're closing? What is happening? What is going on? I'm like, did you guys read what was at the top and what is in the next series of stories? No. As we are just concerned that you're closing down. Where are you closing? It's like, calm down. We are not there yet. We don't intend on being there anytime soon. But like, I realized that emotional appeal, because that story, I put my phone away. When I came back, it had like 300 views in less than 30 minutes. I was like, Kumba, you guys just like bad news. If I put up a post on an event,
you're not watching.
1 day later, 68 views on the same Instagram.
And you wonder how they know. Is it that also our social media pushes for this?
I don't know. I think it's that. Yeah, I think it's that appeal of this is what everyone is talking about and this is what you posted. I came back again. It was at 500. By the time 24 hours was over, that post alone had 3,000 views. I have 6,000 followers on Instagram. That's 50% of my following.
That's a big number.
Literally viewed, we are closing down. That's it. That is all it was saying. And we were not closing down. I was just trying to explain why I think the businesses are closing down. So I think it's that emotional appeal of what? Even you guys?
So what does that mean?
So that means that sometimes marketing is an emotional and psychological game you have to play with your audience, understand what appeals to them, understand what works for them. That's why you find, like, let's look at brands and personalities. There's a way they start their content because they know it captures their audience in a certain way. And content creators have also seen that. So they are able to create a hook. They're able to create something that draws you to them. There's a consistent theme. For example, that TikTok guy who's always talking about millennials.
Hey, gosh. He has perfected the ads.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a way he starts his content and you immediately know. Or if you've been watching Daniel Njugi lately, the guy who does, he's been using all the filters on TikTok for, Snapchat, but then brings them to TikTok. He has different characters, but every time you see it, you're like, there's something about him that just makes you want to keep scrolling.
Is he the one on the bed?
Yeah, he's done that your brainwashed friend. I think says it Copat 15.
I saw him like twice or thrice. I don't know. I didn't follow him. I found it to be really funny.
You will doom scroll all the way down, but you will laugh each time.
Yeah.
So such people have found ways to then be able to hook you with something. So even when it comes to your content and your brand, you need to think about it in the same way. What is it that I can use as a hook that will keep people coming back? So whatever it is that you choose, is it my authenticity? Like, let's look at the lady Fonila Baby. She has grown her brand. Like, we have watched that brand, and I hope one day you have her here. Like, we have watched that brand grow from a small shop in Utawala to 2 shops to now multiple shops across, and you feel and indebted to one, support her. You also feel like you are part of her journey.
Yeah.
But if you really look at the way she has shaped her content, it's not by chance. Everything about it was very thought out, even from the beginning. Even I'm sure when she wasn't really sure about what she was doing, she was still working with something. And that is why you feel, because she has shown you her journey. That's the hook that she has chosen. She has chosen authenticity. She's chosen to, what some people may call oversharing for the business. But that oversharing is exactly what has created a space for you to say, hey, this lady, we have to support her because you have seen the growth. So what is your hook? What is your angle? What again, we go back to, what do you want to be known for? right? If we look at Maureen Bandari of Bandari Beauty, she has built Bandari Beauty around her as the personality and influencer for the business, which is also something now that a lot of business owners have to do, because you have to take ownership of your brand. The days of hiding behind the face of the brand are way over. Those days are gone. They left a long time ago. If you're not aware, they're gone, they're dead, they're not coming back. Because people are more interested in understanding the person behind the brand. They will patronize a brand that they understand its genesis, its journey, its growth more than a brand that they don't know who it is. And I know some people may come for me in the comments and say, no, but it is possible to build a faceless. I am not saying it's not possible to build a faceless brand. I'm just saying it's easier to build a brand when people can sell a face to it. And sometimes people have been smart about it, like Peter Marangi of Crown Paints.
Do you know, today morning, as I was coming,
Yeah.
I was looking at those billboards, and then I asked my husband randomly, by the way, what happened to Peter Marangi? Like, where did he go? Like,
And
randomly.
that's not even his real name.
Randomly.
It's just like a name.
Why is Peter Marangi in my head, you know? And I knew him since way back.
Exactly. So Crown Paints created this, and kudos to whatever agency they were working with at the time, created this personality called Peter Marangi. And every time you would see Peter Marangi, you would associate it with the brand. What we didn't realize at the time, maybe because we were young and we didn't understand, the nuance of the brand. I hope it's Crown. Okay, if it's not Crown, please correct me. But I believe it is. My memory doesn't fail me. But what we didn't understand at the time was that they were building a persona behind the brand. Someone who would make people, the painters, sell, because they realized the painter is the one that tells you which brand to use.
Yes.
I don't know what brand to use. I just want the house to be painted. Whichever paint brand you tell me, if I go to the hardware, whichever you tell me is the best, whichever you tell me in a Kokaraka, whichever you tell me does what, that's exactly the one that I will use. Right? And so they built this character who was a painter who told us which brand to use, because they realized the painter is the one that sells the product. They're literally between you and the customer. And so they used that as a way to sell the brand. So in the same way, you need to figure out whether you're the person who wants to create and sell the brand. You want to go let's go to his style, his style way, where at the beginning, his style, when it started, she had this very curvy and beautiful women who became a part of the brand. And so every time you would see, you would think, you would know that video is his style without needing to be told. And she had these 4 women who helped her to build the brand in such an interesting way that it took us a very long time to even disassociate them from the brand. So now you see them marketing other brands, but you're like, no, but see, like there's that psychology in your head where you're like, no, but you were part of this. This is what we know you for. So that understanding of building personas, creating, and it's all psychological. The more people are able to associate a brand with something, whether it's a personality, a phrase, a tag, a logo. Nokia was always connecting people. You'd always be Nokia connecting people. And just that thing just kept clicking in your head, right? So those different things comes back to what you want to be known for. And then you choose what it is and you work with it. We had this is my last example, the whole Fat Boy animations. What is that guy's name? The Fat... anime.
I know the guy.
I know who you know who I'm talking about. Yes. And they've built also a persona and a character and an animation character, and you feel like you owe this character something, or they remind you of someone, or they remind you of something. And those are the psychology and emotional games that we're talking about when it comes to marketing. And they don't have to be so elaborate, but they have to be creative and they have to be consistent. And you don't have to have like a whole plan around it, but if you can be consistent with it, it starts to come to life and it starts to become its own thing. Yeah.
I know when you are marketing yourself, it's something that I have come to see now. People are gearing towards doing more events. I wonder, does marketing and branding and events tie? Are they cousins? Are they sisters? What is happening in that? And what is the importance of even having or including events in your calendar?
So events are a very good way to build a brand quickly and to build a community.
Okay.
So because of COVID, once COVID happened, we stopped going outside, everything became virtual, and then we forgot how to interact with each other outside. But then now events have become so big because there was like a period where we didn't really go out much.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, when you're building a community, when you run an event, you give an opportunity for that community to come together physically. And when that community comes together physically, then they're able to engage and interact, and they bring other people into the community and they patronize. And that's how we've seen events grow. Like that's how our SME Hangout grew. It started with doing a small event for people that who never showed up. That's the other story we didn't talk about. It was doing an event and then nobody showing up other
Please
than
tell
your
us.
friends.
Please tell us. Please tell us what happened.
So pre-COVID, I had this idea to run an event, and I was like, this should be easy enough.
Mhm.
I mean, I see other people doing events, people come. Lo and behold, I did not know the amount of work it takes to get people into a room and to pay and to trust you and to run an event. And so for me, I was just like, I'm going to put up a poster. See, people have seen. See, they will come.
Yes.
And imagine I held that naive belief that they were going to come until the last day, until on the day of the event. And on the day of the event, I had my friends there and my family, and that was it. And it was the same. In fact, guys, the same room that we're using for this Build, Bloom, and Balance event,
Yes.
that same room is the same room that we held that event in. And
How
we were
many
less
people
than
were
10 people.
expecting?
I was expecting 40 people. That
Oh.
room holds a capacity of 40.
Okay.
And so I had 10 people. So I had one random guy who bought a ticket, bless him.
Oh,
And then
gosh.
everyone else was people I knew, and they didn't have a choice but to be there to support me. But if you see those photos and that photo from that event, I use it on LinkedIn. I was like, I will maximize my money. I use that
They
photo
had to eat
even
all the
on
food.
posters until today.
Oh, did they have to eat
No,
all the
I went
food?
home with a lot of food. I had breakfast for a week.
Yeah.
Because you see, if I in my head I was like catering 40 people. These people are going to show up. So we have juice, we have a lot of have you ever drunk tea until you can't drink tea anymore? Like this is my tea. Like we gave tea to the guards, we gave tea to everyone.
Please come
And
for
then
more
it
tea.
was, by the way, did I even do it as an evening event? Everything was off. I did an evening event on a Friday. What was I thinking?
Oh, no, you are hopeful. People don't have places to hang out.
They weren't
What did you
coming out
learn
on my
from
event.
this?
I learned that one, that running an event is not easy. Shout out to everyone out here who's doing events.
Yeah.
Events can show you things. But I also learned the power of trying things for the first time. I also looked very good during that event. Came out with very good photos that I have said I used to this day for everything.
Yeah.
But I also learned the power of trying. And after that, by the way, I told myself I want to do another event. I was like, I'm done. I give it a try. This thing will not work. It's not working. Why am I doing it? And then after COVID, 2020, 2021, the country was opening up a little bit. I don't know, this thing, there's something about being an entrepreneur. There's a madness that drives you.
Yes.
And it's like literally, it's like self-distracting,
The
but you do
madness
it
is the
nonetheless.
art.
That's true. There's a madness to want to do something until it works, to poke at something until it makes sense. And so that madness told me to do another event.
Nice.
And I was now ready, same room, by the way. But I was like, you know what? This has to work this time. So things I didn't do the previous time. The last time I put the event around me because in my head there's a celebrity and people are going to show up for me because they love me so much.
Amen. No, it's good to work with that aura.
This main character energy. This time I reduced my main character energy and allowed other people to shine.
No, it's you plus them. It's you plus them.
So I built an event that one was needed.
Okay.
I didn't do I don't even remember. I think my first event, even the topic was not making sense. It wasn't a thing that would make you want to come. It was too general. It was too generic. So this time I went around something that I felt business owners were struggling with. And then it was right out of COVID, which I think was a good time because first, a lot of people had lost jobs. People had shifted their view of how businesses can run and should run. People were aching for information to run businesses.
Yeah.
And so I did that event that second time, and that same room was full. We had people sitting on the steps. We had chairs like where chairs should not be. Like we were crammed
So
like this.
squeezed.
A 40 capacity room held 70 people.
Wow.
Like this. I remember like even big brands paid like for 5 people in their team the day before. And I'm like, yeah, we are going to fit them somewhere. The 40 seats are full.
Because you can't get another venue.
And people
that
came on
time.
the day and paid for tickets. I was like,
Haibo.
and then I had like I built it like around, it was also sort of like a workshop, which is what now we are going back into. So I had people, it was on content creation, and that was in 2021, where people were just discovering I can
Kumbe you
actually
can be
create
a
content
Ziad.
online. Right?
Everyone wanted to
And
be a
make
Ziad.
money. So what I did, I got two content creators. I made it not about me. I don't know much about content creation other than what I can technically teach you from a marketing perspective. And I got two experts to actually teach on that topic. Same thing we are doing now.
Nice.
I got Coco and I got Just Maggie.
Nice.
And so they came, they were both growing as influencers and content creators. We had a very spicy, amazing, insightful discussion on content. They gave it their all. They had presentations, like everyone had their topics, they had over prepared, and it was amazing. And that event, and then we did another one. We had Adele, we had Jackie Washira, who's Adele Onyango, Jackie, who's at Del Monte as the brand manager, and somebody, and I think, Maggie came back. And that event is how the community came about. So
nice.
At the third event, so my first event failed, second event was successful. Third event, same room, because I was feeling like, what if I do another event and then nobody shows up? So I went for the same room. And again, the room was more than full. Someone suggested we start a community, and that's how we started building an online community for business owners. It was random. It was created by the people and for the people. But that question on why events are important, those events, if I had never done events, and that is why I continue to do them despite the madness that comes with it, I would not have built a community. We would have just been another boring digital agency trying to make it in Nairobi. But the moment we started doing events, we built a space for people to trust us. We built a space for people to voice their concerns. We created a space, those 600 people, none of them, like some of them have been sponsors of our events. Like I've had people who were sitting in very notable organizations, are very silent in the community. But when an event pops up, they're like, oh, nice. Then they'll DM and be like, I'm part of your community. I've been seeing what you're doing. Do you guys have sponsorship?
Wow.
We want to come and sponsor your event.
Very nice.
But they've been sitting there for 4 months, 5 months,
Never
saying nothing.
Yeah.
But they see, they watch, they follow, they're consistent. Then I meet people in the streets and they're like, oh, you're Vicky for Wilde. And I'm like, yeah, I am. How have I forgotten? And then they'll be like, yeah, you like I'm a part of your community. Like that community brings me so much joy and so much growth. And every month I meet someone, and that honestly blesses my heart. And I always take this information back to our community manager. I'm like, I know you feel like you're not doing anything, but trust me, you're making a difference somewhere. But it was that consistent building events. And that is how SME Hangout came about, because now this thing that we were calling events needed to have a brand. It needed to be a product that could potentially make money, but at the same time also be a brand that could run by itself. And so we built SME Hangout, and then SME Hangout is currently evolving because we are sort of like partnering with different people. We are building this the workshops for founders, and it's just been an interesting journey. But events have a space. They are stressful, I will not lie. They have their losses. You will ask yourself why you did this. But if you have the right partners, I honestly don't think I have 100% figured out events. I will not even lie to you. I am still on a journey. Like 7 SME Hangouts later, 3-4 workshops later, having done events for other people, I still have not figured this out 100%. But each time I do it, it gets better. Yeah. And that's why you need to start doing small events. Even this needs its own thing. And we've talked
You
about
have
this
said
before
it. I
many
know.
times.
I need to be serious.
Yeah.
I know. And it's not only you. I think 2 or 3 of our guests here have mentioned that we need that feel, or people to feel, who is this person, away from, this is recorded. It's not live. At least live, you get to have a feel of the quirks.
Yeah.
What are the quirks of this person?
Yeah.
People don't have my quirks. They're like professional. Lucy, now when you add suits, I don't know. It even becomes worse. So it's something we probably, from your SME hangout, the workshop, I'll figure something out for 2026.
Please reach out.
Yes. I'll be there, and I'll be taking notes vigorously.
Yeah,
So
and also reach out. We can support.
Yeah.
We can support.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Very good. So we say that the events have a place, and so they are not really cousins; they're actually sisters.
They are.
With your marketing and your branding, it's like they each add to
each other. And particularly if you're keen on building a community, events are part of building that community. Yeah.
And how easy or hard is it for you to maintain this community? Because I'm thinking they need information. What platforms are you using to even communicate to these people? Because you don't, again, want people to come, like you have a community. I'm on our bow. I'm on our paper to ChatGPT.
The thing is, which is the ChatGPT's just idea, but
no, as in sometimes, like there are groups I'm in now, and I find like it's so boring. Like that group is boring. I don't know why I've not left, but it's boring. So on Sundays we get some posters meeting and talking about ChatGPT, because we now know that you can create posters there, and it's like, Rome was not built in a day. Jehovah, I know Rome was not built in a day. I'm really trying. I can't even tell them that per se this is exactly what I'm looking for, but I feel like should be getting.
Is it a business?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Like I should be getting more. So how have you been able to maintain your community?
So I was having this conversation with Anne the other day, and she's like, people have never left. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know why people don't leave. Maybe they need to also tell us why they don't leave. But I think it's that space of we try. One, there's someone who is assigned. Like there's someone who is paid monthly to ensure that that community is active and running, and their main KPI is engagement. That's why they panic when there is no engagement. And the other main KPI is growth. But as for us, growth is not even as important as engagement, to be honest. I am not as keen on getting it to 10,000 as I am keen on getting the 600 people to talk back to me. That means more to me than 10,000 people.
Okay.
That's more important. The other thing is we are very consistent. We have like a content calendar that we try and follow. I consistently share information. She consistently shares information. The other thing is that we have also created partners and people we work with. So we have expert sessions, we have webinars. Every time I meet a new company that I think is going to be a partner, I don't even sell them digital. Maybe some of them come to know we do digital way after they come to know about the community first.
Yeah.
And I've built very amazing partnerships just through saying we have a community and this is how our community runs, and would you like to join? But there's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes for keeping, like you've said, not how do you make sure it's not getting dull and boring. The conversation I was having the other day was on depth. So now we are trying to build depth. We have built numbers. Now we are looking at building depth. That is a whole other strategy plan on how to build depth for it. And like you've said, that consistently keeping people engaged and people watching and people looking is not a one-day thing. It's not a one-day Rome was not built in a day, literally. Even communities are not built in a day.
See you out. Make a tire.
So you have to be You have to be very consistent. You have to be very consistent. You have to really look at also what is the audience feeling. So, like now, I know I'm late to this party, but I was gonna post that. Like now, if people are talking about the new taxation bill for SMEs, you need to talk about it to your community. You need to be the person that's bringing those
Somebody
things
actually
forward.
asked to bring a person here. So if you have someone in mind, share.
Oh, tax. I have like 2 tax
Okay.
3 tax experts I can tell you about that I'm sure would be willing to come.
Awesome.
So and they're also part of our community.
Good.
So like you're able to build that credibility by just creating consistency, bringing experts, people who know what they're talking about, being relevant. There's a certain trending topic that's in the business arena. Share, talk about it. Sometimes I just go in there and I share my feelings. And I'm like, guys, it's been hard. Like things are hard. What are you guys doing about this? Please help me. And I'll always find people who will either DM or go in the group and say, it's also hard. Now, how are we all helping each other? And I think that level of honesty and authenticity also really helps. But the hard work is in talking to people online that you don't see, that are in different parts of the country, sometimes even outside the country, and just trying to keep them engaged and trying to get them to talk back to you. It's not an easy job, but it's doable.
So your platform is where do
so
you bring
the platform that we use currently is WhatsApp. And the reason why we took WhatsApp was because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to add on people onto a platform they already don't use. So if you're not used to platform Z or platform Y and then I add you on there, the likelihood of you learning a new platform with everything else that's in your head is very hard.
Very true.
But the likelihood of you taking on something in a platform you already use for your daily chat is there. But now outside the platform, that is why WhatsApp is just a way for us to share with you daily information and for us to say, hi, we are still here. Hi, these are what we want you to learn. Outside that, that's why we will do events. Outside that, that's why we will do webinars and expert sessions. Outside that, that is why we will do coaching. And I find that even just through the community, people make money. People sell to each other. People refer each other business. People will refer someone business because they were part of Wilde community and they trusted them, and so they were given that business just because you came from a community. So there's also a sense of credibility. People also register to join the community. It's free, but we have a lot of we get the data of the person, who they are, what they do, where their business is from, whether it's physical, online. We ask a bit of information to also understand. And we also want to understand why you're there. What is it that you're looking to gain from being a part of the community, so that we also try and fulfill your personal needs.
Do you always have to have a community?
In the current marketing frame that we're in, yes. Community marketing is currently the model of marketing that will work. That is why you'll find in that every brand that's coming up is trying to create something around them, something that makes people want to join them, something that makes people feel loyal to them. Because right now, the attention span of people online versus everything that's happening versus just the noise that is both online and offline, you are better off having 100 people who every time you launch something, they buy, than having 1,000,000 people who are not loyal to you.
Who don't know you, who don't need to know, they don't even know why they should care.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're much better off with 100 people who, when you drop something like this, they're ready, they're happy. They're the ones who are even telling you, this one was too cheap. You need to up the fees. We will still pay. Yeah. Than having so many followers and numbers. And nowadays, those followers and numbers mean nothing. They could be bots. They could be people who are not really loyal, but people look at loyalty from a point of, is this loyalty translating to money?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is just me, but I'm finding it a bit annoying. There's this community I grew with for some time, but then life happened and it was too much for me to keep being in it. And if you're not as active, you're outside looking in. You're not out huku nje na wengine wenye wajui, but you're not inside also where the magic is happening. And they have really capitalized this community, which is a very huge community, to create the event, like a once a year event. But I feel like do we have to monetize each community? Like I feel una to monetize. Sasa hadi wameanza kuweka subscription fee, sijui
I
mia
hear you.
mbili. Hii nini ukiwa member the payment like the figures you said here, I didn't say, but your fees are so affordable for anyone. Like you don't always have to start so far. Maybe there are those people who maybe you start uko juu ni sawa, but most of us, if you really are talking to us, hatuna pesa mingi hivyo ya kutoa kwa event yenye hata you're not very sure of what you'll get out of it. So for me, I felt a bit disappointed. Kwanza juu your subscription fee, which I know I will not pay, I'll gladly leave. And also because of even being a member does not guarantee you having better prizes to get into this event. And I'm also wondering, can I just not be part of a community bila nyinyi kutaka pesa kwangu? Like nataka tu niende kanisa na nisiitishwe sadaka na nisiitishwe tithe. Like, is that a thing in this generation?
So I will answer this question two ways. Sometimes people have to monetize communities because of the resources that go behind it. Like, for example, for us, I've already said there's someone who is paid monthly regardless of, right? So there's already a cost to running the community. So I understand when people want to monetize. My only question, and even one of the reasons why I've had a lot of people say, but then, Vicky, if you monetize this community, we would still pay. Like, we would still be part of it. But then for me, depth. I feel like we are not at a place yet where value. The question is, the reason why you're leaving is not that 200 bob. You can easily afford it. I know, right? 200 bob times 12 is 2400 per year.
I'm also just wondering, kwani lazima tu kila kitu tu ilipiwe? Honestly.
In this economy, yes. But you see, that's not even the bigger challenge. The bigger challenge is value. You're not feeling like you're getting value for your money. You're not feeling like the value proposition is very clear. And that is why I think if you're going to go the route of monetizing, there was also another community that I knew and I was part of, and then they just monetized and removed all of us. Like, it was like, hey, we're giving you 2 weeks to give us this amount of dollars. If you don't have this amount of dollars, please leave. And literally, I think almost everyone left. And the people that were left, I think, did not get value for whatever amount of money they were being asked for. And the community died because there was no clear plan. There was no clear value. And even the value that was promised seemingly was not very well delivered. So if you're thinking of monetizing a community, be very clear about what your value proposition is. Is it something that is doable and workable? And also, is it sustainable? Like you said, because you see, if that is the model you're going to use to monetize community and then start at subscription level fee, then even you're like, I better be getting my worth for that month, because I could pay this month and not pay. What does that mean? Utanitoa next month and then you get what I mean? So you also need to be very clear on the value proposition. Yeah.
Okay. I think this is really helpful for anyone who's there wondering, because this is very, it's not information that is readily shared. Like you don't very know how people build these communities that become to 600 the way you're saying, and even get to 1,000 or 10,000. But I'm very happy with what you've said. You're looking more into ensuring our 600. They're so happy being here. Hadi wanakusumbua. Wacha to add beshte yangu. Like, I want my friend to be part of this. There's so much learning from here.
And also, just to add to that, sorry to cut you short, the way our community has grown is very organically. We don't advertise, we don't share. A lot of people learn about our community either through searching on social media and finding us, and then finding our link tree. And then, like, by the time you're finding it, by the you have searched, or a friend tells you about it and you join, or we do an event and we patronize and we ask you to join and you join.
Awesome. What do you think now, as a young person who's getting into business, or as a founder, as an entrepreneur who's in business, who's probably starting on business, where should we start? Like, where should we be thinking? What is our path? I think that's what I'm asking. What is the path that we should be on to ensure that we are doing marketing justice, branding justice, getting our community in order?
I think for any business owner who is looking to start a business or has already started a business, first I'll go back to better is done. Better is always it's always better to have something done than to wait for it to be perfect, because you will think, overthink, overdo, and then the next person will do the exact same thing you wanted with less resources, less talent, do it better than you because you have not done it anyway, and then you get mad. Why? So always just start. Baby, that's like, I think, should be the motto for everything. Just start. Start where you are with what you have now is has always been my motto in life. And that is how I live my life. I start where I am with what I have now, and then we figure it out on the go. You have to be willing to take that risk. The other thing is branding is, like we said, a very long-term journey. You need to think about it. It could change over time, but you have to be willing to commit. You have to be, whatever you told yourself at the beginning, this is how I want my brand to be, this is what I want to be known for. Those things, you have to stick to them, but you also have to be flexible enough to change according to the needs that the market is telling you and what your customers are telling you to change. So you continue to change as you go. So stay adaptive, stay curious, but also be willing to stay for the long term when it comes to the branding journey. Yeah.
Nothing will happen in a day. Rome was
Yeah, it was not built in a day.
and then after
I'll put that in the community on Monday.
even after Nimwangililia, Rome was not built in a day.
For
I
sure.
love that. But you see, this has depth. I think that's why I'd rather be here hearing these stories than there. Then it's my brain probably the way it works. But dearly, like all of us should know that you need to just start, and Rome was not built in a day. Like that is
sure.
that.
I think that's what this episode should be called. It should be called Rome was not built
Rome
in a
was not
day.
built in a day,
Yeah.
gosh. So where can they find you? How can they contact you? How can they reach out to you?
So you can find us on Instagram, which is our strongest social media platform. We're on Instagram and Facebook, we're in TikTok as Wilde with an I, WILDE, then digital, KE is how you will probably find us. You can go to our website as well. You will also, let me just give a general email for anyone who wants to, but I respond to DMs myself, baby. If you DM me, request, I will see and I will respond. So just find us on Instagram. We are our response rate on our analytics is probably 98%.
Nice.
Because of how quick we respond to
Very
requests.
nice. That's why you're always on your phone.
Yeah. Yeah, because Aki, even at 2 a.m., if I'm awake and I see a DM, I'll respond.
Yeah. I love that. You are the person, like when I'm true, now unaongea na watu.
Exactly.
Sometimes I think we forget that.
Yeah.
That it's a person behind a message.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
I celebrate you. I honor your journey. I know we didn't even get into the meat of this still.
Yes.
So we'll probably just be having you here every year to remind people to join the SME Hangout.
Amazing.
And hopefully you can be part of the SME Hangout. Please make sure that you are looking at, you're finding Wilde Digital KE online so that you can book for it. Do you have like, they have to reach out to you for the booking? You don't have like a ticketing thing?
So first I will correct and say it's not the SME Hangout, but the workshop. Build.
So you don't call it Hangout?
It's under the brand, but for this workshop, because I don't want people to go looking for SME Hangout and then they're like, hey, yeah, where's this thing? And then they find it happened earlier this year. So it's the Build, Bloom and Balance workshop. If you would like to grab your ticket, which as we said right now is at 35, and by 30th November that price will have changed. You can just, again, please go to our Instagram, then go to our link tree. And our link tree, probably the first link that you will see is the Hustle Sasa link. And that is where you should be able to grab your ticket. If you are having challenges, again, if you DM, I promise you, I will respond. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So it's the Bloom. No,
it's
the Build, Bloom
and
Balance.
Yeah, workshop.
Workshop.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You have heard of it here. So, go out and look for it, and hope to see you there. And I don't know. I don't know. I feel like every time we get to sit down, you're like a wealth of knowledge.
Oh,
You
thank you so much.
and you're such a vibe. So
Thank
I
you.
understand why you left those places that were not vibing, because you're such a vibe.
Yes, the waves are off.
Thank you for honoring us
Thank you so much for
and
having
sharing
me.
so well, so easily, these ideas or insights that you probably need to pay for, because this is
Yes,
a whole masterclass.
that's true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you commenting. Hope to see you asking questions. Hope to see you reaching out to Wilde Digital and asking these questions that were probably not answered here. But really, what is important to us is for you to share this. Share it with an entrepreneur. Share it with an upcoming entrepreneur. Marketing. Branding, marketing, and building a community is not something that you can do once off and you're done. So if you are thinking through it, you are figuring it out, you're on the right path, at least you are doing it. You have already started. So keep at it and see you on the next one. Your bold path starts now.